Hey guys, welcome back. So today another My Hero Academia character. So I'm going to do Midoriya, aka Deco, but I'm going to do his sort of thumb smash. You know, that he did against Todoroki in his fight with him. It's close up on his face. He's got that thumb in his mouth and he's just about to fire it off. So let's go. We'll get stuck in. So to begin, we're going to start with his eyes. So we have an eye here, an eye here. His hand is down about here. His mouth is here with his thumb about there. So his eyes would be here. So again, this is a close-up. You know I love close-ups. And his eyes are huge in this. So what we're going to do first, we'll do the left eye. So what we do is we'll bring a line up this way, just there, and that touches his hair just about here. So this one comes down and this will become a line for his nose as well, just here. So you can make it a bit thicker if you'd like in parts, because it's basically his eyebrow line as well. So then this comes around here. So it like curves around underneath. So it starts like here. So we have a bit of eyebrow up here, and then it's going to come back into the nose. So this comes down to become sort of his nose line here. So you have like a letter L shape. See that? So and then the end of his eye starts here, and then this will start to come around this way. So it's like a real big eye. So he's really intense look on his face. So this comes up just like that, and then he has an iris and a pupil inside there. So you can just go like this. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It's kind of an oval sort of shape in the image I'm drawing it from. So just like that. And then there are some thicker parts of this line just here, and then we have some lines on his eye, so like some directional sort of lines, little lines like this all along the edge, and they kind of go around, they follow the shape of the eye as well. So we have two here, starts to come up, going this way, just following that shape of that eye. Then he has a kind of a frown line here, and then his other eyebrow comes up this direction. So it starts just beside this one right here. So we have a little line that comes down like that, and then this comes in, and then this will tick. It's like a Nike sort of tick up to about here, just where his hair is. So we're going to start to bring this up all the way like that. So another sort of frown line there, and then he has this big, so this big circle for his other pupil is here. We'll draw that in, sure. So his other pupil is like, his iris and his pupil are like here. So see, they're on the same line, so he's looking this direction. And then he has a pupil in there. So real big Hero Academia eyes. And then this will come around that. So he'll have a line here, and then we'll start to go up this direction. So it'll go up real big all the way, and then it'll curve around here just underneath this eyebrow. So like it'll start to curve here, and you'll go like a real big curvy line all around there. It's like that. And like this side, he has sort of lines that come down the eye, the edge of the eye. kind of it's kind of a style of the artist who draws it. It's kind of characteristic sort of lines just there. And again, you can make maybe these lines thicker if you wanted. You don't have to. It's just line weights and things. They just make the eyes sort of bigger and kind of more interesting. And the eyebrows usually are thicker as well. So just kind of thicker line. So I'm becoming acutely aware that the channel's name is Art.Simple, and that some of the drawings I'm doing kind of aren't simple. So I might have to change the name of the channel soon. Let me know what you think about that, because I don't know what to call the channel. I didn't want to just call it my name, because I don't know. I thought that'd be a bit egotistical maybe or something. I don't know. Not that I have a problem with people calling channels after names, but anyway, I'm rambling. I might change the channel name because this was kind of an experiment and it's become very enjoyable, and I'm starting to challenge myself a bit more with the drawings. So yeah, let me know what you think about that anyway. We'll see where it goes. Right, so that's his eyes. So what we'll do now is, so he has sort of a nostril just here. We'll add some of those wrinkle lines in the nose. So a nostril is just like an up and down, just there underneath his eyebrows here. And then there's like wrinkle lines just in here. One there, and then another one here, just to show that real aggressive folds on his face. And then there's some that come out this side as well, just to show the top of his cheek. And then there's some around his eye here. So his mouth, right? So his mouth is just under here. We can see like teeth, and his thumb is like right inside his mouth. But it's like there's a big curve line that goes around, and it's like it goes past this eye. It's right under here. So you like the first thing you need to do maybe is draw. Let's see. We'll draw a letter C just like there. So that's like where his thumb is. So his thumb is like in there, and then this comes around underneath the eyes. It's kind of it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. It kind of curves up a bit at the end, just there, and like it's underneath this, just his nose right here, and then it curves around back here, right, and then his thumb comes into his mouth just here, and his arm goes out off the page. So for his thumb, you just curve this way. So it's like following that shape, goes up into here. And then we're going to see like the bumps and folds for knuckles and things. So this goes up, and then this goes in. And then this one, the rest of his thumb will go into his mouth, like further in. And then like curve in that way. And there's like some hatching lines and things in there just to show the direction of the finger that's inside his mouth. Just little lines to show that it's like a cylinder. And so he has teeth then in this section. So what we'll do is we'll go down just there, diagonal, and then this will start to come across this way and curve. Up to here. And then we can see some of his gum line. So we'll just bump, bump, one that way. You can see the tops of his teeth kind of a bit. And then the bottom teeth, so curve line here, curve line here. Then we'll go over, the tongue is here, so then we'll just go over and do this other side that has the large teeth that's at the back of his mouth. So we'll just do, these are more angular sort of square shapes, just like that. And then we'll add some lines just to show those teeth, tops of them. Now, so then we'll do his cheek, right? So his cheek is like popping out because the thumb is in there, right? So the thumb comes down just out of his mouth now, just about there. And then the cheek comes up around that shape, curves around, and then comes back in here. And then there's just the rest of the side of his face that comes up, curves around, goes right in, and it touches like a piece of hair that's right beside his head. And then his ear, is like here. And then we go up this way, curve around for that standard sort of shape for an ear. And you can see bones and ligaments as usual inside there. You can do that any way you want if you know sort of an easier way of doing it. Not a lot of people check when you're doing a drawing that the bones and ligaments in the ear are accurate, but if you're a stickler for detail, you might like to spend a bit of time on it. But anyway, there's a simple sort of way of doing it. Now, so we're going to travel over and we're going to do this big line for like his arm because it'll help us put the face in. So it keeps coming down from the thumb here, right? So thumb, and then this starts to go off this way and it travels up to his forearm and then right off my page here. Of course, if you have room, you could go further with it. So then it travels right off here. So it kind of lines up with it's in the same level kind of if you brought your vertical across as the thumb. So just if you're wondering how high to go. So now we can do the side of his face here. So it curves down beside that eye, curves in, and pops out a bit for his cheek, and then it'll come back in and down. So Deco has just freckles on his face, so we'll add them over here. And there's some over on this cheek, kind of in a diamond kind of pattern, just like that. And then we can add just a few more detail lines on his nose, just around this eye. Some hatching lines just here. And then maybe some more just on this cheek here. Now, so we can add in his hair now, so it comes just down in front of his face, so so we can start this side, so it'll go spike out, go up, start to spike out in sort of shark fin type shapes. This will come up, go back, come around. See, it's kind of a shark fin type thing, and it'll go up off my page. Come across and do the other side. coming from the ear. Goes up this way. And then he has some that come down in front of his face just here. So like we have zigzag line there. This one will come up here past his eyebrow. And then we some that come down onto his eye. Zigzagging up. This one will come down here and go back up just and come around his ear. Just like that. And we'll finish the ones over here. Curve, come to a point, start to travel back. Curve line down again, travel up. Another one here, travel back. And this one will come and join the edge of his face just there. Then of course you can colour the hair black and you can leave certain sections highlighted. I'll probably do that, I'll do it in time lapse. Or you can just colour it all black. He has some sweat just on his brow here. So the simple way of doing that is just like that. Maybe there's one here. And one coming down his nose. Right, then we can finish this hand. So hands can be tricky, I know, so we'll try and break it down as much as we can. So we have the thumb here already, so what we got to do then is just draw a curve line up for where the forefinger meets the thumb, okay? And then this will come out, and then it'll come bump down for a knuckle, just like that. And you can do an extra line in there just to show the top of the knuckle going into the hand. And then this finger will keep traveling, so it's really big. It's like real close to the camera, say. Do you know, imagine if it was a photograph. And this will come down and it'll go off my page. So it'll come down and then imagine it starts to travel back. So we have it starting to come back in towards his hand here. Gap just here for the next finger, and then we're going to go, because you can't really see any more of the fingers, he has all the scratch marks and things, but we'll add them in a minute. So we're going to go across and we'll just do a line coming up here. It lines up underneath the eye for the rest of his hand, and then you have a line for the wrist, so it comes out here, comes up for this bone, that's that, and then the forearm goes up and off my page just there. And there's just a little line here with some hatching underneath. Show some shadow. And then the wrist has some hatching on it too. Now, so maybe we could do just another line just beside this one coming in, just to show the next finger. It's kind of a shadow line just here. You can put some hatching in it. And then this one also has a shadow just on the side of the finger here. So it comes in first and then goes out. And then travels down the finger here. and that has some hatching inside. Of course, if you were colouring this, you just do it that darker shade. And then so his hand is all messed up, so he has like lots of scratch marks and, you know, injuries on it. So you just do that by adding dashes, sort of coming in different directions, kind of. Adding them just wherever you can see, really. If you're wondering, I'm drawing. This is a freeze frame from the anime. If you wanted to bring that up so you could see what I'm drawing from, or if you type in, I think Deku versus Todoroki, I think it comes up on Google image search. Right, so I might come back and add more just up his arm, but we'll get the rest finished first anyway. So he has a collar just coming down his ear, just here, and this goes in just here, color of his uniform. He has the white sort of stripe of that comes up here, and then he has sort of a torn part of his uniform. So that is, let's see, so it kind of comes down this way. And it's kind of torn coming all the way around here, so torn sort of lines, zigzags, showing that ripped sleeve. Jaggedy lines can be totally random, you don't need to sort of be too precious. Coming all down his arm here. And then his shoulder comes off this way and then goes off my page there. And these sort of lines for muscles just in here as well. Maybe with some hatching and some scratch marks as well. Clothes over this side, so he has just some folds of clothes for his shoulder that joins his elbow off the page, and then these folds come down and touch his forearm like that, and then he has a collar just in here. And this, so we can see just the side of his body, just underneath his hair, just here. It's like that. And then another one there. And then we can just I'll add some more of those scratch marks on his arm. And of course he has sort of lines, lightning kind of lines for the one for all that's coming up his thumb. So you can lightly draw those in, they're kind of wrapping around his thumb. Sort of going in, you know, all around. Kind of like veins, I guess, going around his thumb. And they would be brightly colored, or if you were shading, they would be kind of really bright white with different shades around. So they're kind of like vein sort of lines that go up that finger. And maybe wrap around it at certain points. Kind of like that. And then if you're drawing it manga style, you can color in the hair black, darken up certain parts of the uniform. I'm going to do that in time lapse, and we'll come back and we'll see how it looks. Okay guys, so there it is. Deku, Midoriya, his thumb smash. That's what I call it anyway. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share all the usual stuff. And let me know what you think about maybe if I should keep going with sort of more detailed sort of works like this, or if you'd like to see a mix of maybe some of the easier tutorials, easier characters. Again, this has been, it started as a bit of an experiment, but it's so much fun, so who knows where it'll go. Hopefully the channel can grow and I can do some more interesting stuff. Anyway, I hope it's helping those of you who are watching. I hope you're getting value from it, and yeah, keep drawing, don't stop. Bye guys.